Hey guys, Miss Justice here. Welcome to art. I am going to show you around the room, but I'm actually going to do it from here. I'm going to walk right in the room as if you're walking in the room, kind of give you a feel for things. So here is our art classroom. There's art. You're walking in. Here we go. And when you come in, you will read the board. There's nothing on there right now, but when you come in, there'll be a slide with what to do. It's really the same pretty much every day when you set up. One person from your table will go to the table's portfolio tray, which you will find over here by the sink if you're table 1 or 2. So you do need a sketchbook for this class. You need a pencil. You're going to get a device, or you already have a device that you'll be using for this class. You also need a pocket folder. Sometimes students will want to bring in their own supplies. You can definitely bring in your own color pencils or whatever, and I'll keep them here for you in the classroom. That is totally fine. If you do have more questions about what kind of sketchbooks, if you look on the website, I have tons of examples for you. You may not prefer to get the ones that are just taped because sometimes the papers come out, but if that's what you end up with, that's totally fine. Also, when you get a sketchbook, you don't want a sketchbook that has lines or grid paper. You want blank white paper. You can use sketchbooks that are used, that are old, that somebody else used. You can make a sketchbook if you have to. Sometimes students, they don't want to get a 0 for not having a sketchbook, so they might just staple some copy paper or printer paper together really quick and then go ahead and get a real sketchbook. That works too, but you definitely want to make sure you have that sketchbook in on time. It could be fancy, it doesn't have to be fancy, but just make sure it's something that you're comfortable using, and you probably want one at least about this size, okay? Let's look at how this one's labeled. We got the first and last name, and then the first period. That's a great idea. Or sorry, it says 4th period. We have our first and last name. Art, we have our first and last name. This one does not have a name on it, which would be really hard for me to figure out where it belongs. Even though it's black, we could still use Sharpie to write a first and last name because Sharpie has a reflective quality. Now let me go ahead and get these stacked up because we're going to put them up. All right, well, what if you brought your sketchbook in? Well, you're going to need to write your first and last name on the front cover, even if it's black, okay? Even if it's black, you can still see Sharpie. It'll reflect on the cover. So first and last name. So you can see this belongs to table 1. So you come up here, borrow a Sharpie, bring it back to your table. So there's the stack ready for people to get their stuff. The great thing about this stack is students have placed all their loose papers and their folder in the back of their sketchbook. That's exactly where you want it to be. All right. So there we go. Because you do need a sketchbook and a folder for this class. You can have a sketchbook that is like bound at the top or bound at the side. You might prefer a spiral bound to anything because you can fold it back. And these are great sizes for sketchbooks. Now, you do not have to get one this exactly like these, but you might like something like this. I wouldn't get anything like, too small. Let's go back to something though. When you first come in the classroom, how do you get your sketchbooks? One person, usually the first person here, will get the stack of sketchbooks and put them on the table. So I did mention it, but let me give you a visual. Oh, look, I'm the first person here from table 4. So I'm going to put my personal items down in the table 4 area. Here is the table 4 personal items area. Put everything except for my pencil, maybe my water bottle, and I can bring those to my table. But then I put my stuff down. There's the table 3 personal item area, but I'm table 4. So I'm gonna go ahead and open this up. All right, so 5th period T4, pull my tray out, and then I can make one big stack of all the sketchbooks. There we go, and go ahead and pick that up. All right, so I'm pretending like I said at table 4. I'm going to get the table 4 bin. Table 4 is over here. And it's always a good idea, you can put it in the middle of the table. At this point, hopefully you also have everyone's stack of sketchbooks or papers in the middle of the table. One person got that. And then we're gonna pop this open. You're gonna find 8 erasers and 4 sharpeners. And then inside you have 8 drafting pencils and you have 8 shading pencils. And let me show you a little trick with these. At the end of the period, your table has to show me your pencil boxes. So you would have them open and you would come and show me. One person would bring both boxes and I would see 8 and I'd be like, all right, looks good. And then one other person can come and show me, hey, look, we have our erasers and our erasers and sharpeners. And I'll say table 4, good job. You can put up your supplies or you can put up your drawing box and go ahead and put up your sketchbooks. So let's continue to pretend that I'm sitting at table 4 and my art teacher just said, hey, table 4, you can put your stack of sketchbooks away. Well, I have my stack of sketchbooks here, and then I'm going to open up this says table 3 and table 4. If I have a really big stack of sketchbooks, I might need to actually make 2 stacks. I'll show you. All right, so I have my 2 stacks for table 4, 5th period, and I'm going to slide them in and then slide that, and I have to make sure that I shut my cabinet doors and then find my seat. So when you come in, again, this is on the front of our board, our first 5 minutes, hold your questions. I will announce when I'm ready. Okay, I'll come to your table and say, hey guys, you have questions? Your job is to read and follow the instructions, which is 9 times out of 10, do your warm up, right? If you've ever lost anything in my room, this little sign can walk you through what to do. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 steps that you will attempt to do before you tell me. And most of the time, everyone finds their item before they even need to tell me about it. All right, you might just say, hey, Miss Justice, I lost my sketchbook. I'm gonna look for it. That's cool. All right, just to let me know what you're doing. My pencil policy. You are a big person, so please have your own pencil. And then you can just get it all passed out to everyone and everyone can get their stuff. All right, so that's the first thing you do. And pretty much every day, the board is going to tell you you have some kind of warm-up to do. Now, I will say, and forgive me, but I have the same warm-up every year for every grade level just to keep things simple because it's a foundational warm-up. Now, if you've done it before, you'll breeze right through it and you move into the next warm-up, of course. And if you're doing it for a second time, you're going to do even better at the warm-up activity. So we always have some kind of warm-up in the beginning of class. And then during warm-up is the perfect time to let me come to your table and let me see if you have any questions, comments, or concerns. I will literally walk myself over to your table. I'll say, hey guys, do you have any questions? Do you have any comments or concerns? Do you need anything? That's when you should address me, okay? So what you don't want to do is just run up to me at the beginning of class and start asking. Okay, so at this point, I walked you through when you come in, go to your table, put your personal items up in the personal item area. If you're the first person here from your table, you will want to get your sketchbooks and folders, bring them to the table, and everyone wants to get into their warm-up quickly and quietly. Hold your questions, okay? Let me come to your table to see if you need anything. If you're the first table to get set up and quietly into your warm-up, then your table is going to get some team points, all right? There's no points on the board. All right, so this is the prize card. It's in the storage room right now, but here's the thing. I roll it out when it's time for teams to get prizes. We got stickers. We got pullback cards. We got cute squishies. We got kneadable erasers and erasers and erasers and bookmarks and scissors and pencils and, gosh, paints and color pencils and crayons. And then down here, I think we still have a few palettes left as well. So those are the items that are on the cart. Oh, I forgot about these cute little teeny tiny little animal erasers. So lots of fun stuff that you could win from the Team Points Challenge. I do also do PBIS as well, but we'll kind of get started with that about maybe 2 weeks into the class. And you usually know, because you'll hear the noise, like little ding ding that it makes, like letting you know that I've like awarded something to someone. So I do PBIS as well. I do have a PBIS store. We'll kind of go over that maybe 2 or 3 weeks in, once we've gotten into our rhythms and routines. All right, so let's talk about tardies. I am strict about tardies pretty much because it's only a 9-week class and we have a ton of materials that we have to get out. We got to use them. We got to learn how to use them, and then we got to use them, and then we got to think and be creative and, you know, make edits and changes, and then we got to clean up, and then we got to get our stuff and get out of here. So time is a really big deal in this class because it is such a short class. So please make sure you are on time. The first tardy, we just talk, see if there's anything that you need assistance with or what's going on. I just make a note of it. The second tardy, I do send an email home just saying, hey, you know, there's your child's second tardy. Is there anything we can do to work on the situation? And the third tardy, it's another email home, and then it's, you know, detention with me in the morning. I have not had to do detention ever that I mean, maybe like 8 years ago or something, but I would say, honestly, usually people, we work it out. All right. But please do be on time. That way we can all be here together and get started together and know what is going on for the day.